Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Leaking Out. It's your favorite show where a bunch of random people yap at each other about things you might not care about. It's Laney for the first time with a water bottle, so maybe my throat will feel better.
It's Thorn without a water bottle.
You should get one. And we've got a very special guest today.
Hello, I am Cass of Cass Likes Comics, and I do have a water bottle, and you should definitely get one.
With that
I feel like I'm
hydration
being
propaganda out of the
bullied.
way, everyone listening should go
Bullied
drink
by
some
the
water
hydration
now.
community.
Yes, we're bullying you. Drink more water.
You can't actually see it, but I do have a gun to the mic, and it can go through your speakers. Fair
It
warning.
doesn't
Very
only
good.
affect
Very good.
people
Very good.
who happen to not have water.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now that,
if you're not drinking water, then you're killing yourself already.
exactly.
True. Okay, you know what? I did walk into that.
Now that everyone's had time to go fill up their water and have a sip, are we ready to get started?
Heck yeah. Let's dive
Yeah.
right into it. So we had Cass prepare a special little segment for us. Cass, why don't you introduce what's going to happen?
All right, so what I was asked to prepare was Wonder Woman lore, true or false. Specifically, some of the stuff that's a little more insane and out of pocket. So what I've done is I prepared 12 questions, and we're going to go through. We're going to hear our lovely co-hosts discuss whether they think each one is true or false. And at the end, I think we'll just go through, and I'll give you the answer to all of them.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Do you want to have separate answers, or should we like agree on like a unified answer?
Let's see what the first one is and figure out from there.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Number one. The accident that created Donna Troy's publishing origin resulted from
Oh, Donna Troy.
Hippolyta
Sorry.
video editing Diana. You're good.
Okay.
I feel like this is something that's true.
So, yeah, I was gonna say
That's just a gut feeling.
well, and like I read the recent like Donna Troy like origin attempt, and I'm like, yeah, that's weird enough. Like, definitely could be possible. But like also like are we just assuming that because it's like, well, they gotta be true because they're so weird. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, my gut feeling says true, so that's what I'm going with.
I'm going with you on true. Yeah.
I did say I was going to wait till the end, but I think there's 12 questions, so maybe I'll just give you the answers as we go through them.
Okay.
That is, in fact, true. The origin for Donna Troy happened when Robert Kanigher wrote issues of Wonder Woman where Hippolyta had a bunch of home videos of Diana from her girlhood and her like toddlerhood, and she just edited them together to make it look like they were all hanging out at the same time. And then the Teen Titans writer saw this character and was like, that's a separate character.
Yes. Yeah, I remember. I knew that part where someone saw a young Diana and was like, oh, that's got to be someone I can throw into the Teen Titans. I'm familiar with some Donna Troy lore, but only as it relates to the Titans, so.
Honestly, a good portion of her stuff just belongs in Titans in general, so
yeah. There's a reason that that's where you have issues called Who is Donna Troy? Okay.
Who is Donna Troy? Who is Wonder Girl? Who is Troya?
Yes, that was a 3-issue arc from the 1999 Titan series, but those are the original Who is Donna Troy and the recent annual called Who is Donna Troy.
The recent annual was... I don't think that was called Who is Donna Troy.
Okay,
was it?
It might not have been, yeah.
Okay, number 2. Wonder Woman of Earth 1 praised the monotheistic presence above own Greek gods.
Ooh.
Huh.
Okay, so what's catching me up is the specification. Right? Is that like normally I just always assume Earth 1. But the specification is what's
Earth 1 or you assume I would not assume Earth 1.
Like-
Earth 1 was the Morrison.
Oh, right.
You're thinking of Earth 0.
God. Yeah.
When I say Earth 1, I do mean like I'm
Main?
in my pre-crisis mode, so I'm
Okay,
thinking
got
Earth
it.
2
Oh,
is
sure.
up until
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, got it. So main continuity. Got it. Not Morrison Earth 1. Like if it was
Yes,
if it was that Earth 1, if it was that Earth 1, I'd be like, oh, that's got to be true because I don't know what's going on there, and it feels accurate. This one though,
I've never seen Diana not say like whatever of whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like
my one thing though is like, is she interacting with the Spectre? Probably not. Maybe.
oh, true.
I don't know.
But like also like go ahead.
No, go on. I didn't have a full thought.
Well, I was gonna say like in my head I'm like, okay. It's kind of like how Tony Stark can still be an atheist even though he's met Thor, right?
That's true. Yeah,
It's like just because Diana knows about the presence doesn't mean that like
she cares enough.
like,
to
no, but
acknowledge
my
it.
God, yeah.
So are we going
I'm
together on
laughing at
these?
false.
I think
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we're going in together. We'll say false.
Yeah, false.
Makes it easier to keep score too.
Yes.
it is in fact false because it was
Ooh.
Wonder Woman of Earth 2 who said that the presence
Okay.
was above her own Greek gods.
Uh,
She did that
Wow.
in the JLA JSA crossover in
Okay.
when George Perez took over the JLA book.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting. All right, we're 2 for 2. I'm liking this. I'm feeling a lot better about this than I did when we came up with this.
Your odds are good. Okay, Wonder Woman of Earth 2's allies included many queendoms, including a planet made up entirely of children who would come to Paradise Island's aid should they fall to an attack.
Ooh,
Alien. Planet.
that
Alien
does
Planet
sound
Escape.
pretty golden age.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
The question though is that would Diana be the one dealing with another planet, or would that be another character who has that type of thing?
Well, okay, so
It's just true or false if they have the ally. If
Right.
I
Yeah.
just made that shit up just now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I can't really
that's
think of
so
any
Earth
reasons to say
2.
it's
That's
false
so
other
Earth
than
2.
yeah. Do we want to log in
I'm-
true for this one? Just because
I
we
think we
can't
should
think of
log in
anything else?
true.
Okay, let's go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going true.
Absolutely. It's
Wow.
true.
Wow.
It was Queen Astra of Infanta, and they led the army against Duke Deception to aid Diana in Sensation
Aw.
Comics 92.
There you go. Of course, it's Queen Infanta.
Yeah,
Find a
she's
nickel for every time the
she's
word
just a little
Astra
baby.
is going to come up in this podcast.
No, we're not. We're not talking about her. Buzzer sound.
Oh, we will be.
Oh, it will
Okay.
be. Yeah.
Number 4. Wonder Woman ran a romance column in a magazine at one point.
Romance.
Ooh. Okay, so now this one's pretty plain, right? Like this doesn't sound very hyperbolic.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I mean, she had to get money somewhere if she was
yeah,
spending it, and it's better than Taco Whiz.
but is it also so mundane that it's not true? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
That does just sound like something they do.
I'm thinking more true.
Okay, yeah, let's go in on true.
And once again, y'all are right.
Yeah.
Once Marston passed away, and pretty much everyone who had a say in the creation of Wonder Woman got booted out.
Yeah.
As well as Joy Hummel. Robert Kanigher didn't really know what to do, so he spent the late Golden Age having her work in a romance column.
Wow.
Oh, that's what women do, right? Put a bigger do a romance pilot.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
All right, you are 4 for 4, both of you.
I love
I
getting things
like
right,
that.
but the more I get things right, the more I feel like the pressure's building.
I agree.
Okay. Well, let's see if you can keep the streak going on this one. Number
Yeah.
5. Wonder Woman nearly had a magical girl show of her own that was set to be helmed by Jack Kirby.
You almost got me, but I feel like Jack's giving it away. I don't know if
Yeah.
like the interest of magical girls crossed over. I know he was alive because what he didn't pass till what like 92. I don't think. Hold on.
Yeah.
No,
Jack
actually, I'm
Kirby
gonna go
knew.
look.
Jack Kirby probably knew what magical girls are, and that's just a good enough fact for the day.
Right. But what would he have had enough influence to be involved with the production? That I don't think so. That's what's
Yeah.
getting me.
This feels false. That's my gut.
Yeah, I'm looking into false.
Very well. You are both correct. With the asterisk,
Okay. With the
there was
asterisk, my
a
favorite
Wonder Woman
statement.
show. There was a magical girl show called Wonder Woman and the Star Riders in production. We actually got a comic for it. And
Okay. I feel like I've heard this.
separately, Jack Kirby was working on a Wonder Woman cartoon project that never came to fruition.
Oh wow.
Wow. Interesting.
I'm learning. We're
So
learning.
that is false, as those are different. But fun fact, we almost got Jack
Yeah.
Kirby Wonder Woman.
I'll say.
That would have been an interesting
Okay.
thing to see.
Number 6, Pedro Pascal was Max Lord in Wonder Woman 1984. However, before this, he was nearly cast as Steve Trevor in a different TV show.
Ooh.
The question is, would he have been known enough at the time of the Adriana Palicki Wonder Woman show? That's where my
Question.
gut's going. I think it's possible. I'm going true. Just because
I'm
that
gonna
show
say
feels like it
true as
would.
well.
Because Pedro Pascal was he was a good actor, but not as known at the time. He feels right in home with that type of universe, that time period. I'm saying true.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Is it this?
All right.
Is it the show? Exact show I was thinking of?
Yeah, the 2011 NBC show. He was
See,
cast as Steve Trevor.
I only know about that one because I'm a fan of Agents of Shield, and the actress who was going to be Diana went on to be Mockingbird there. Well,
Fun.
kind of. MCU Mockingbird's weird. I'm not getting into it.
I fear you've lost that one on me.
There's only like 2 people listening who care about Mockingbird.
Fair enough.
Are you counting yourself in that?
No, because I don't listen back to these.
True, Nuke.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
Halfway
Okay,
through.
number 7. Yeah, you guys are 6 for 6. So number 7.
I'm getting scared. I mean, normally success would make you feel good. Success is making me scared right now.
Yeah. I believe in us. Let's go.
Just throw one away, and then all the pressure's off.
There you go.
Cassie Sandsmark, Wonder Girl,
Okay,
was voted
yes.
to become the leader of Young Justice by the actual readers of the book.
Yes, this is true. Yeah.
I'm trusting you.
Well, I should have seen what you wanted to say, but no, this is true. I'm 98% sure.
I'm
Which is
trusting
enough
you
to lock it in.
98%.
Absolutely.
That 98, by the way, is for the year that Young Justice came out, and not on accident. Yeah.
It didn't come out in 1998 on accident?
No, I'm saying that I picked 98% because it's new. Oh yeah, Young Justice was 1998. I did not pull 98 out of a hat.
You know what? I'm a little slow.
Don't
yeah,
worry,
no,
we all
correct.
are. We take turns.
You're correct. There was a mail-in after Young Justice 46.
Yes, that makes sense.
Oh, interesting. That's like later than I would have assumed.
Oh yeah, Tim was the leader for quite a while, and then eventually there was the whole thing. I think it was part of Our World at War, and he was like, "Hey, I don't want to do this," and Kathy ended up becoming the leader. because
Yep.
she's the
Terrible
best.
event, great consequences. By the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, like just the
Save
stuff
that
from
for
Young
later then.
Justice, just great. Slowbo,
Oh yeah.
Impulse, and Cats
There's a
Becoming
really good
Leader.
JSA book that ties into Our World at War. And I don't know anything else about the event except that JSA book is really good.
Mm-hmm. And if I remember right, they thought Bart died there, which is a bad thing because Bart's awesome, but he's cool. He's back. Don't worry.
Well, he
Alright.
got a little traumatized.
A
We'll leave
little
it
bit.
there.
Aren't we all?
We all
True.
been there.
Okay, so number 8, Hippolyta, Queen of Amazons,
Yep.
had a relationship with Iron Monroe when she went back in time and became the World War II Wonder Woman in John Byrne's run.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. So we have two big blank spots in our knowledge that are kind of glaring right here. Because neither of us particularly care about Hippolyta, and we've made it no secret John Byrne doesn't hold too much sway in our interest.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, like, would John Byrne do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember, if the question is ever, would John Byrne do that? Yes. The answer is always
Would
yes.
John Byrne
Whenever
be
it
a
goes.
raging homophobe, but also make Northstar gay? Yes.
Yeah.
How does that work? I don't know, but you know what?
I think we can say true. Why not? Would John Byrne do it?
I'll lock
Yeah.
in.
I'll
Yeah.
put a pin in the John Byrne discourse because I think he's generally well-intentioned, but oh boy, does he...
Mm,
There's
yeah.
some stuff. There's lots of stuff. Anyway, you said true?
Yeah, we're locking in true.
All right, that is your first incorrect answer.
Okay.
Oh, Johnny
Because
boy.
Polly had a relationship with Wildcat in John Byrne's run.
Oh.
Ooh.
Now, the
I do
original
fuck with that.
retcon that replaced Wonder Woman in the Golden Age was someone named Helena Cosmatos, who was called Fury. And she was the one with a relationship with Iron Monroe.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay. I feel better now. I feel better. You know what? If we had to lose on one, it had to be that.
Yeah.
You were still right to throw shade at John Byrne. I hope that brings you solace.
Luke.
Okay. Number 9. Donna Troy became the Sentinel for the Dark Multiverse after defeating her Dark Angel counterpart in an attempt to make sense of her conflicting origins.
Oh, that's a lot of words.
That's a
lot
you mind rereading
I
that
can
one?
repeat that if you want.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I understand it, but it's a lot of... Okay, yeah. Do
Can't
one more
hear it
time.
again.
Donna Troy became the Sentinel for the Dark Multiverse, the Watcher of Dark Multiverse, after defeating her Dark Angel counterpart in an attempt to make sense of her conflicting origins.
Okay. So first off, things are jumping on me. Donna Troy, Dark Multiverse. This is talking about Donna in the late 20 teens, early 2020s. Because that's what Dark Multiverse was a thing then. I know she was part of the 2016 Titans run for a bit. And then I don't think she was in Teen Titans Academy, but I could be wrong about that.
Well,
so thinking about just looking at the gap, I think it is possible that she was busy doing that nonsense.
But I thought that was Tempest Fugonaut's job, was to watch the Dark Multiverse. Right? Isn't that Tempest Fugonaut's whole thing?
You're throwing
so
names at me, and I don't even recognize them. I know
Tempest
a lot of the
Fugonaut's
Dark.
just the Watcher.
I mean, it was. I'm wondering if I'm thinking of Death. I want to say it's Death Metal, where Diana had her big moment involving the Dark Multiverse.
Yes. That's Death Metal.
Yeah, so I could see both of them getting a Dark Multiverse.
Sure,
things.
like synergy. Oh, that's a good point.
You want to say true?
You know what? Yeah, Let's shot in
I'm
the
almost
dark.
really stupid if Donna actually is in Teen Titans Academy, but yeah, we'll say true.
It is false.
Ah,
She did become the Sentinel and an observer for the entire multiverse following the return of Donna Troy in 2005. But that was 2005.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I have not read stuff from that era much. I've read some Teen Titans, Starry Outsiders, and then of course my random Bat Family stuff. And even then, didn't read a ton because Steph was gone. She didn't get to become a watcher of the multiverse when she came back.
Return of Donna Troy is probably a really confusing comic if you haven't read the like Titans 99 stuff.
Oh, I've read all of that.
Oh, well.
I know. Don't worry, I know how she got restored from Wally West's memories.
Oh God, I remember you explaining that to me.
Yeah, how I try explaining the book to you, and then how Donna dies, and Dick's boyfriend says, "I'm gonna get you a team of people you can let die with no feelings."
Yeah, the outsider, the new outsiders. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole era is fun, honestly. But yeah, that can be something later.
Okay. Moving on. So you of 9 have 7.
Yep.
Okay,
So
that's
you're
not
number
bad.
10.
That's a passing grade.
Nubia, after her initial debut, didn't have another comic appearance where she. Okay. Oh, I wrote that poorly. Okay. Nubia, after her initial debut, didn't have another comic appearance until she and Diana ended up fighting over who would lead the women of Africa from oppression in the Super Friends book.
This feels true to me. I can't explain.
That's down through. Yeah. Well, okay, because
Creating character. Go ahead.
I know that plot point happened, like the whole like, oh, who's gonna lead the oppressed women of Africa? I remember that. I've seen like a cover, I think. So like my gut feeling is like, okay, then it has to be real. And I can't think of too many Nubia stories until right now. So
Yeah.
the idea that it's like, okay, so she debuts in like the 70s or whatever, and then doesn't show up until a random like, who will lead these women? Yeah, that makes
what are the
sense
odds that what are the 3 times in a row we say true and it turns out to be false? Let's lock in true.
Let's lock in true.
And you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
In
I figured you want the type of
Friends
person to put 3 falses in a row. Okay.
Don't try to metagame me on this one. I didn't do any patterns.
For a second, there was a part of me that expected all of them to be true when we were at the start.
That would have been funny.
Oh, if they were all about Donna Troy, I would have done it.
Yeah, you can. There's not much to say things about her.
All right, number 11. Steve Trevor has a history of living with mythological figures, even outside of Diana. These figures include Hermes, Siegfried, Gilgamesh.
He seems like a chill guy.
Okay, but here's my immediate reaction, right, to that.
Yeah.
If there was a DC version of Gilgamesh, I would know about it. I had a phase where Gilgamesh was my hype. I feel like I would know that.
Okay.
And I didn't know that. So my gut is saying false.
I am saying that I'm leaving it up to you then, much like you left the Young Justice up to me.
I'm saying false. I don't believe that's true.
Okay, well, I have to give it to you. Steve Trevor has lived with Hermes. He has lived with Siegfried, but he has not lived with Gilgamesh. I do think there is a version of DC's Gilgamesh from like Arak, Son of Thunder, but
sure, that makes sense.
I haven't read that one all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
no,
so
I was like, I had a phase where that's all I could think about. So the fact that I was like, I should have known that.
and that honestly valid. freaking love Gilgamesh. That's
I
Great
blame
week.
Fate. I was really into Fate for a hot minute, and I loved Gilgamesh. I thought he was so fucking cool.
okay. I actually,
Nice.
I'm gonna put a pin in it. I do have feelings Fate's Gilgamesh.
Oh
But
yeah, now that I
won't
know
start
more, I'm
discourse
like,
here.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, last question, number 12.
Okay.
Sweet.
Termite Queen is a termite who could control every termite in the world and directed them to eat through steel, concrete, and every other piece of construction in human civilization.
It feels true. It feels like a
That's so ridiculous.
very
It's
golden
gotta be
age
true.
plot.
Yeah. True.
And you are correct. That was Wonder Woman 58.
Okay.
And there is all 12. You are 10 for 12.
There we go.
All
And that gives
right.
us
You know what?
an 83%. That's better than doing in my chem classes a lot of the time, so I'll take it. Also majoring
I
in
feel
Wonder
good.
Woman.
Good job.
I feel bad because I feel I should know more or confidently know more about Diana. She's pretty high on my red list. But like, I think it's just because I read so many DC events, and it's like, well, you gotta have
Yeah, you
Wonder
gotta
Woman
throw in
there.
the
And
whole
it's like,
Trinity into the
not.
events.
Yeah.
The fact that so many of these came down to, well, I can't think of a reason that it would be the other one. So, yeah.
That's funny. That's actually
I
really
do like
funny.
that. I do like that we both got one where we were like, no, this is something that I know for sure. Here it is. That was fun. I love the Young Justice kids. They're my babies.
Oh, absolutely. I adore them.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag give Cassie anything, but preferably something good.
Real. Yeah.
He'll be there, I swear, one day.
Except for Yara getting on the Teen Titans, though, good for her. She's the last one to cross that barrier.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, next month we're getting Teen Titan or quote Teen Titans. Who knows? It's
Yeah,
talking about how they're
you
fake.
are you
So.
still feeling scared about that? Are you still feeling scared about
Yes, very. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, I think
Right
that's
now, I think
actually a
we're on
really good
to pick of the
segue.
week.
Yeah. I don't know y'all, but well, I guess I'm not having a main universe Diana week, but I am having an absolute Diana week. For my
Absolutely.
pick of the week.
Ba-dum-ts.
Because the annual and DCKO number 4 are out this week.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I don't know if it'll be the same. I mean, right now it's listed as like at least based on what we saw, they don't look the same as their usual absolute counterparts.
Mhm. Only
So I
one way
guess
to find out.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Mhm.
just have
Yeah.
to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I can go first talking about my picks.
Okay.
So, as I mentioned, I have both DCKO number 4 and Absolute Wonder Woman 2026 annual. Um, I hate normally it would be a no question that the Absolute Wonder Woman book for the week is my pick, especially because one of my favorite guest artists is coming back to do this one. This is Mattia de Luis, or no, wait, that's not how you say it. Luis? I'm so sorry, Mattia. I hate to butcher your name, but I love your art. I really liked those 2
Mm-hmm.
issues he did in Hell. I thought they were really pretty. I'm excited to see the Medusa backstory. I'm sure it'll make me sob my eyes out. That's not my pick of the week, and I could never give DCKO the pick of the week. It's event slop.
That's good.
I'm not that desperate.
Uh,
However,
sometimes you
the
are.
race is close here for these next 2 because I have 4 books this week. The race is close because we have Mark Spector Moon Knight number 1. Jed McKay's Moon Knight is finally coming back from its hiatus, and then we have Bleeding Hearts by Denise Camp. I was talking before recording. I had a total zombie phase when I was popping off with Walking Dead and World War Z. So to have
Mm-hmm.
like a new
Yeah.
zombie book to like get on the ground floor of, I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited about. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Moon Knight though. I've been really missing this book. I'm excited to see where it goes next. I'm happy that Marvel has decided to keep giving him a book even if it
Yeah,
keeps getting
even if it's
relaunched.
a bunch of different books.
Whatever it takes, Um,
Mhm.
and I'm excited to see Doug Mensch dethroned as the guy to have written the most Moon Knight.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, McKay's
even
well on his way.
regardless of him as a person, like I just don't think his Moon Knight's that good. So,
And
There you go.
I'll say this.
win-win.
I don't read Marvel. But like Jed McKay Moon Knight is one of the only titles that I've like followed through on. It's excellent.
Wow.
It's so good. Tigra
I
is
need
at
to.
her best. Um, I like the new characters he's introduced. I think they're all fun. The redemption of 8 Ball, 8 Ball becoming the GOAT instead of just a
A jobber.
random side villain. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Mark Spector for me. I think I'm excited for Mark Spector Moon Knight #1.
Okay.
Um, Moon Knight time.
Am I up to bat
Mooning.
next?
It's
Sure.
mooning time. Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
so.
So I've got a very female gaze comic week. I've got Absolute Wonder Woman annual, just like you did. I've got Mary Sue #4. That I've said it so many times. That was the sleeper for me. I went into this thinking, oh yeah, that'll be pretty fun. And at this point, it might be the most anticipated comic I have every month to see what's going on with. There's something about it scratches an itch I didn't even know I had. I've got Supergirl #10, another returning favorite. This one I hope can be a little gay. Just looking at that cover, it looks like she's thinking of Lena. I know she's not, but a girl can dream. And finally, Sirens Love Hurts #1. It's got some Dinah Ollie that I love them together. It's got some Sirens. That's always fun. And I think we're gonna have to give it to Mary Sue. I, I, I hate to do it to Sirens. Teeny Howard's one of my favorite writers. I hate to do it to Supergirl. That's been incredible month after month and really consistent. But I think it's Mary Sue. Like I said, scratches an itch I didn't know I had for silly fanfic tropes brought into the real world.
That is
Solid. I mean, I've been liking
very
that
fair.
book too.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get in on that book. It sounds interesting.
I can't recommend it enough. Yeah.
Unfortunately, ending at
5
5.
issues.
I wish I could go longer.
Happens to
Although
us.
sometimes I think a book that has a plan, sets out and does it, and maybe can come back later when the writer has had time to think of more, is better than one that gets dragged out just for the sake of being dragged out.
True.
I'm kind of experiencing a struggle with that with I Heart Skull Crusher by
Okay, yeah.
Josie Campbell. Try not to get the
Mhm.
Campbells mixed up. But that was
Yeah,
originally like a
it's challenging.
show, and now it feels like it's dragging.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I will be true to my nature, and it's Absolute Wonder Woman. It's Absolute Wonder Woman all the way, and it's not just because it's
Okay,
Wonder Woman.
I'm glad we had someone picking it because I feel bad if all three of us talked about it and it didn't end up as any week.
I think there are potentially times when other stuff could overcome it, but specifically, this is tackling a deconstruction of. That sounds pretentious. Hold on. It's tackling
I love being
what they
pretentious.
mentioned about the Medusa myth earlier in the series.
Yes.
And like some versions say this, some versions say that. And I love mythology so much. One of my friends was reading Absolute Wonder Woman, and he got really upset because he was like, "Well, that's not exactly how the myth went for like the Greeks," which is like true because the version that they were pulling from is Ovid, who's Roman. So I'm really excited to like see Kelly Thompson return to this concept and talk about how like different versions of stories exist, and hopefully how they morph into each other or how there's different truths that you can find in them. That is my pick.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it. Any more comments
The
you have
art's
about
gonna be
these
so
picks?
pretty.
It will be. And I think that's a given when you talk about Absolute Wonder Woman. There's some books where
I
like
was gonna
talking about the
say,
art is something new, but Absolute Wonder Woman, it's assumed that the art's going to be incredible.
oh yeah. I mean, even the villains, I've been like, holy cow! Like,
Oh yeah.
they had the artist for Coda on for a couple issues. I thought that stuff was really good. But I mean, Hayden Sherman. I mean, come on, like holy cow.
They're so
How
good.
is it even possible to say too much about them? Say enough about them?
I
Either
don't
way.
think so. I think they have one of the best art styles in the industry right now.
Yeah. It's especially refreshing to see someone with a pretty unique style in the industry right now that's very much filled with Marvel and DC's house styles.
Here, wait, this can be your allotted be gay for absolute Zatanna hour. Go ahead.
No, now there's not enough time, so we'll move on.
I need more. I need more. Greedy absolute Zatanna fan.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if I can. No, I'm not going to pull up the message I sent, but I read the issue the day after Thorn did, and I messaged them, and it was just like, so either of them could do whatever, and I would thank them.
You're so real for that. You're
Then
so
I
real for
then I was helping out one of my friends, basically tutoring her in biochem, and it happened to be flipping through my comics, and she asked for Absolute Wonder Woman. I was like, go to the last page, and now I believe that she is looking for the first two trades of the series because of that panel at the end of Absolute Wonder Woman 16, and I can't blame her because yeah, it's that
I
good.
love that I sent you that TikTok of the absolute Zatanna cosplayer, and I was like, for you, little Uzi, a Rob Zombie post.
that. How specific.
Like I gotta keep my girl fed, you know.
Mhm.
And with that, I think we can root. Ooh, I turned into Scooby Doo for a minute there. I was about to say Roove right along.
Moving right along, let's get this show on the road.
On the road. We're gonna do a fun segment here, suggested by Cass, where we pick a favorite book from each of the comic book eras. Um, for the uninitiated, like most art forms, comics are kind of split into both historical and artistic movements, usually described using different metals. And so we're gonna do that. We're gonna pick which ones we like.
Yeah. So we've got 6 different eras laid out using the eras and definitions from League of Comic Geeks. So we've got the Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, almost what they call it Copper Age, and then the Plastic Age and the Pixel Age. I don't know
I'm
the dates for
excited.
these
I
off the top
think
of my
there's gonna be a
head,
lot of
but
surprises. I think there's gonna be a lot of surprises in here for
Mhm.
everybody.
So let's start with the Golden Age. I'll go first. I only had 2 options. I read a Superman Christmas comic, and I read Action Comics #1. And I think when your competition is Action Comics #1, you lose no competition. It's Action Comics #1. It started the superhero genre as we know it. Superman's in it. It's the introduction of Lois Lane. You get everyone's favorite character, Zatara, and it's in Cleveland. Shout out Cleveland. And it's a fun romp, and just for its impact alone, I think I have to make it my favorite.
Very solid. It's a good issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one like obviously it's a bit it's a bit tough to read considering it's from 1938. It's from almost
Yeah,
90
almost a
years ago,
century. Yeah.
but it's worth a read, I think.
No, I agree. That's solid.
Yeah.
Um, Here, Cass, why don't you go next? Because mine's kind of a bit of an oddball, and I can't wait for you guys.
Okay. Well, I think the approach I'm taking is not individual issues, probably, but a series for the era, just because
Yeah,
I don't know if I could narrow it
once we get
down.
to a place where I have more than 2 options, I'm doing the same.
Okay. But for me, it's Wonder Woman. It's Golden Age Wonder Woman, the insane world building, the low-key bondage themes, the feminist themes. It's like
Mhm.
everything about it just oozes its inspirations, and its loves and its creators' kinks, which I just think is the funniest thing. But also, like it has an earnestness that I think a lot of other comics don't reach sometimes.
It definitely reminds me of like Claremont in that way, where you can read the book and you can tell like
And see
what
the writer's
the writer
kinks.
was like thinking or or what they were feeling.
Mhm.
So I had 3 issues to pick from, and it was tough competition. You know, we have Detective Comics number 27, we have the debut of the Dark Knight. We have All American Comics number 16, Alan Scott Green Lantern, who I don't know if I've mentioned on the show, but Alan Scott is a character who means quite a bit to me. I really enjoy him. But it's going to be the last pick that's my favorite. And I'm going to say the issue, and you'll probably know immediately why. It's going to be Donald Duck number 178.
Oh
Would y'all
yeah.
happen to know
Oh
why
my
that's
god.
significant? I know. I think B knows. Cass, do you know why that issue is important?
Was that Scrooge?
That is the debut of
Yes. Let's go. I
Uncle
got it.
Scrooge McDuck. That you are
God.
absolutely right. Um, Guys, I guess I haven't talked about this on the show either. Uh,
Yeah.
Growing up,
And now you get to.
my dad would take us to the library, and we got to like check out anything on DVD that looked good, and then we get to watch it for like the next week. And so DuckTales, despite not being of my generation, was something that meant the world to me growing up. I checked out almost every DuckTales DVD available from my local library
Mhm.
growing
As
up,
you should.
and it's a great show. But even like outside of that, I don't know. Like Scrooge is such a character you'd think is like simple and straightforward, but I think he does have a sort of charm about him that not even other Disney characters really quite have. Like, I'd honestly like, and maybe this is controversial, I'd put him above any of like your classic like Mickey plus friends group.
The
Maybe
Fab
it's
Five.
not
Wow.
Donald. I mean, I love Donald and Goofy. But Scrooge, I think it's because he's just so strange. There's not really a character quite like Scrooge McDuck except Scrooge McDuck, and I
That's
adore
very
him.
true. Yes.
I mean, and
So
this is
that
getting
first
outside
appearance.
the era, but Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck.
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
yeah.
The recent Jason Aaron Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity
The
Dime
Infinity
was a
Dime. That
really
was a good
fun.
one.
It was such a fun like. Let's just geek out about Uncle Scrooge for 60 pages or whatever, and then that included a
Mm.
reprint of Donald Duck 178, which is where I read it, and I appreciated that because you got to because that first issue is so integral to the story of Infinity Dime, so it was nice that
Mhm.
you could like go back and actually read like what happened. Um, and Christmas Carol just happens to be one of my favorite stories, so of course a character that's a parody of the Christmas Carol, I'm gonna eat up. Like that's just logic right there.
Yeah, it's incredible to see how a character who started just as a parody of another story has evolved so much into his own proper person, or
Yeah,
rather, duck.
absolutely. Ah, birds of a feather.
You're
So
cracking
let's
up
move on
over
to Silver
this.
Age now. Um, I have a lot more picks for Silver Age. I don't think I'll transition just yet into doing series. I think I'll stick with issues. Um, but if you know me and you know the Silver Age, you already know the answer. It's going to be Fantastic Four number 51, This Man, This
Yeah,
Monster. I love Ben
yeah,
Grimm. I love Jack Kirby art. I love the Negative Zone. It's going to be Fantastic Four number 51. There's just no contest.
yeah. This makes a lot of sense for you. Ben Grimm is just such a fascinating character, and this might be the best Ben Grimm issue. Phone, you want to
There's a
comment on that?
reason when Alex Ross was right, like, oh, I want to go do my own Fantastic Four, he was like, oh, I'll make it based on This Man, This Monster.
So after that, I can go next. And speaking of A Christmas Carol, Teen Titans number 13, here's the Teen Titans in A Christmas Carol. Unfortunately, this issue doesn't have Speedy. I love Roy. He's such a flop of a man, and that's iconic. But I still love the Teen Titans. And they get to just scare some robbers by doing A Christmas Carol. and I think that's fun. I love seeing Wally get called Twinkle Toes. I miss that. Bring it back. Have one of them just call him
Yeah,
Twinkle
whatever
Toes.
happened to that?
He got old and they all got old and mature, I guess.
Lame.
I don't think you're ever too mature to make fun of your friends, though, idiot.
Truth nuke. We need a buzzer every time I say truth nuke.
And then instead of saying Nuth Truk.
Youth truke.
But yeah, I just like the Teen Titans. It's fun to see them do a Christmas Carol. Yeah, also, I don't think I need to explain myself more.
I love Christmas Carol,
I think
so
that's
I'm
a very
biased.
fair pick.
I'm
Yeah.
like, Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, what about you, Cass?
So, let's see. I very recently finished my pre-crisis Wonder Woman read-through, where I was reading all of her
Yes.
appearances, which gave me the chance to stick my fingers in a lot of different books for DC in the Silver Age. And what I have learned is that I don't like them very much. And my pick is going to be just barely counting a Silver Age, the first Silver Surfer series.
Ooh,
It's just
I like that one.
incredible art, absolutely just like the moodiest boy there ever was. It's the book ends very abruptly, but I don't know, it's just such an exercise in like all the things that made Marvel better than DC in that era.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. And it's like the one place where like Stan Lee's very overly wordy writing style really works, because it's like, well, you want to hear Silver Surfer mope about being the Silver Surfer for panels after panel. It's like a match made in cosmic heaven.
Yeah, it didn't wear on me the same way it did in some of the early Fantastic Four stuff, I think, because it just
Very
felt
true.
appropriate, as you were saying. All right, Bronze Age then.
I love Norrin.
Yeah. Okay,
Now
you want to
this
start for
is where
Bronze
stuff
Age?
gets more tricky for me, because I happen to really like the Bronze Age. I think
Yeah,
you get a lot of
same.
solid stuff in this era.
This is the first one. I don't even have that many options, but I looked at it and was like, I had a tough time picking. So I picked something I think it is not going to step on either of your toes too much, and I love.
Ooh, well then why don't you go ahead? I'm curious.
Okay, mine is Heart Traveling Heroes.
Oh,
It is such a it's such a seminal run. I read it for the first time just over 2 years ago, and there are obviously some moments where you can tell, okay, yeah, this was written in 1970, but it's incredibly progressive for the time. It has a lot of things to say, and it's not afraid to say it. And I think those are the best Oliver Queen stories. Plus, it's just fun to see how it get made fun of a lot. That's my guilty pleasure. No, it's not even a guilty pleasure. That's just my pleasure.
Well, and talk about a book so defined by the 70s, right? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
the
Yeah.
problems that they're talking about, the lingo, the art style. Oh,
yeah, it is the 70s kind of rolled into a book. And the fact that it came out in 1970, it defined the era before the era even really began that much.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Plus, right at the end, you get Jon Stewart. And the fact that he was introduced just kind of randomly at the end of already one of the best runs in comics, right after, basically right after Snowbirds Don't Fly. The issue itself, I feel like, is less known than its impact in its cover, but still an incredible issue.
Snowbirds or John's debut?
I've said really it goes for both of them, that their cover and impact are more known than the issue themselves, but both are worth reading. And
I was going to say, John's
I
debut has one of my favorite covers ever. I love that cover.
Yes. I don't think I could pick a favorite cover from Heart Traveling Heroes. There are a couple where I'm like, okay, that's not the best, but most of them are just iconic covers. And like I said, I love Roy. I have to like Snowbirds Don't Fly. And I've literally edited that panel to have some stupid things.
They whipped the old Green Lantern. Now get ready for them to meet me.
Mm-hmm. So much good stuff in the Heart Traveling Heroes. Just those 11 issues? Yeah.
Oh
Protecting
yeah, it
heroes.
is
What
only
more can I say? Oh yeah.
shoot. Well, and then like the Flash tie-in, or not tie-ins, the backup stories, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So which of you wants to try following that?
What do you got, Cass? I'm curious.
Uh, this is a hard era for me because I think like it's just so chock full of things that clicked, like New Teen Titans, All Star Squadron, Batman and the Outsiders. Hell, even on Marvel side, Claremont's X-Men starts up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
I'm glad both of you. I'm glad you mentioned the other things I was talking about because New Mutants in particular, Slumber Parties are incredible, and all of New Teen Titans. But Jury's Contract is a special place to me. I've most of it in first prints,
yeah,
but I'll let you get on.
it's I'm I'm partway through New Mutants, like that first run, and it's pretty incredible so far.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
good.
do I do think I have to give it to there's one. It's like a special.
Okay.
I think it's like the technical name is like there's edition or whatever. But what it is Superman versus Wonder Woman. It's set on Earth 2,
Ooh.
and they both learn about the development of nukes, and they go to blows because they
Oh.
disagree about what America should do about the nukes.
Oh,
And
I've heard it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Looks
just
like Omnicore position C54. That's
yeah,
yeah. That's the
yeah,
same one that's got the iconic Superman versus Muhammad Ali. Just a couple issues before that, something even better.
yeah. It's honestly, I was really surprised that it was as good as it was. I thought it was going to like totally cop out, and it did cop out a little bit because there are like
Yeah,
super villains involved with the Axis and the Japanese. But like,
of course. Yeah.
I think it came to a satisfying conclusion, and it didn't just say, "Well, this is a silly thing that to argue about in the first place," because America is obviously right. It's I don't know. It has teeth, and
Yeah,
it's
there's more nuance.
Mhm.
the art is by uh, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Okay.
God, I probably sound so wrong saying that, but that's one of the few times he actually got to do interiors for a Wonder Woman.
Okay.
All right, I'll pass on.
Ah, well, as I was alluding to, this is a very hard era for me. I think the obvious joke that people might throw out is that I would pick Conan the Barbarian from Marvel. And while that book does mean a lot to me, and it consistently surprises me with its quality, I will not be picking Conan. And then somebody
Okay.
might say, well, clearly then you'll pick Claremont X-Men. And again, another book that means quite a bit to me, shaped a franchise I adore, has consistently surprised me in the quality of its issues. But I won't be picking Claremont X-Men either.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
Laney, you specifically might say, well, obviously it's going to be Cerebus because you own so much Cerebus and you don't shut up about it. And again, you will be shocked. It's not going to be Cerebus. I will be picking.
Talking about Cerberus for a second, though, the series that not only you own so much of, I bought so much of that for you.
You have bought
that
it for
that
me.
50 cent bin had so much Cerebus for no reason, and now it doesn't, and you just moved it.
It's my fault. I own it all.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that will
Yeah.
not be my pick. My
Okay.
pick will be the Doctor Who weekly magazine,
Uh. Okay.
specifically the comic section thereof. And now here's the
Okay.
thing. I will preface this. They're not the best Doctor Who stories ever. Most episodes of the show are better than the comic. But what I love about the comic is that it's stuff that they can never really do in the show because either there's no technical way with the budget, it's a low budget British sci-fi show. You can't do like epic space battles or that sort of thing. Or it's something they'll never do in the show in the case of here's a random character we either invented or only showed up for like 2 seconds on an episode.
Mm-hmm.
What if they get a whole 8-page comic to themselves? It's just so fun and quirky and loaded with late 70s, early 80s charm. You also get some really cool concept and behind the scenes art with a lot of the
Okay.
covers. Shout out specifically Doctor Who magazine number 19, where we get to see Romana dressed up as the fourth Doctor. I love that cover. I think it's so cute. But yeah, I don't know. For those that follow me on League, you see my series where I review the Marvel reprints of the Doctor Who magazine stories, and they do hype. They're super fun, and I recommend them for anybody who likes 70s sci-fi cheese.
Hmm. So
Couldn't be
then
you,
moving
though. Couldn't
on,
be my lovely host.
moving on from the, well, not Bronze Age, into the ones
Yeah, we're
that
going to
aren't
Copper
as agreed upon as ages. Yeah, Copper Age. Who wants to
Now,
start?
is that agreed post 85, right? Is that from what
According
I
to League,
understand?
it's 86 to 99.
Ah,
So
okay. That
just rounding
is
out the 20th century.
ooh,
This
okay.
is hard because this is when Vertigo comes into play, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vertigo's on the table now.
it's and I'll start with like
Okay.
uh there's I mean Morrison and Pollock's Doom Patrol, Morrison's Animal Man. I mean,
Yeah,
fuck Neil Gaiman, but Sandman is
Mhm.
fucking Milestone got its start during this era. Like it's it's an incredible era. Just like within the big two. Excalibur also got its start during this era.
you did.
And also like indie comics were really starting to pop off during this era. Mouse started publication in 1986, if I recall correctly. Um, and oh god, I love this era so much. I am gonna go with the basic answer to me though. Wonder Woman, post crisis Wonder Woman is just so near
Oh
and dear to
yeah,
me.
it's incredible. I was reading as part of a book club with some of my friends, and every week we would just have so much to say because it's just it's as good as you've heard and then some.
I really liked it too. I need to keep reading it, but I've loved every
Mhm.
issue that I've read.
It's
Oh, that's
there's always
solid.
going to be
Cool.
problematic elements, and I will definitely be like the first one to throw stones at George Perez for some of the stuff that he's done. But also,
Mhm.
it's so everything just comes together with so much earnestness and so much artistry that I'm willing to like let the love for it shine through, even if I have to hold its flaws in the other hand.
Very true.
Mhm.
Okay,
Um,
who wants to
Lauren,
take next?
you wanna go?
yeah, I can go next. So, yeah, as you mentioned in your little spiel, there's like a lot of books from around this time that mean a lot to me. You know, Doom Patrol, Animal Man. I feel, I mean, it didn't start, but I think one of the best eras of New Mutants is around this time. This is where we kind of get the end of the original lineup and the transition into X Force. Which as a Cable stan, of course, I'm interested in. And then of course
Ooh.
Excalibur. Yeah, I know. Excalibur is a book that means quite a bit to me. Um, I think it's a book that was trying something different in a time when most of Marvel was like really like start to, get very samey. Um, and again, like to agree with you, fuck Neil Gaiman, but like I hate to say it, like Sandman does still mean a lot to me. I can't really detach my feelings for Sandman as much as I wish, just because the way that book touched me. But
Or
I'm
worse
not
than
giving it to
game.
any of that. I'm giving it to the Tick. Um,
There you go.
because one of the few comics, well, no, I say few, he had quite a bit. One of the many comics my dad had that he would let me flip through as a child were his color reprints of the Tick. And I was obsessed. I thought he was so funny.
I didn't even know half the books that they were parodying, but now I read those old issues and I'm like, oh my god, it's Frank Miller's Daredevil, and oh my god, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's just a laugh a minute. I've watched every show. I've watched both the movies. I love the Tick. It's just so silly. Spoon, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what about you, dude?
Okay, this is where it actually gets tough for me. Those here that are so near and dear to my heart. This is where a lot of the Bat Family books start appearing. So like Nightwing is really good. It stayed pretty consistent. It had sinker errors. Near the end of Devin Grayson's run, and then kind of 1 year later, Nightwing wasn't doing too hot. But I think we can look past that and say that his series overall was really good. You have things like Birds of Prey is one that I'm a huge fan of, but I don't think that can be my pick. This is where I really started branching out of just the couple things I know. I read started bringing my toes into Triangle Era, which is great. Started getting to team books, Titans and Young Justice. Love both of those. But I'm going to first give a special shout out to Supergirl 1994. Go read it. May Kent's cool, and more people should talk about her. It's not join the pyramid scheme. But I think my actual pick has to go to Robin. And I don't think that should be surprising anyone, given who I am. But it's a fun series, just kind of a take on teenagehood through the lens of superheroes. And of course, I'm talking about it, so I haven't said her name yet. Stephanie Brown. She debuts in this era. I'm not giving it to those 3 Detective Comics issues, though. Giving it to Robin, because even though you all know my feelings on Tim Drake, it's a fun series. He has fun stories to tell. I think that him being kind of boring adds to those stories, because most teenagers are boring, despite what they think. Even if they're Robin, they can still be bored teenagers.
Ain't that the truth?
God, that's so real.
Although we'll give him the voice for fuck Chuck Dixon, because like half of what I talked about is he has his fingers in. It's impressive how someone like him can produce these characters that resonate so much with queer audiences, enough that some of them are canonically queer now. I didn't even mention Green Arrow because I haven't gone through enough of it. But Connor Hawke is a very Dixon character. Tim Drake is a Dixon character. It's impressive. That can go with Burn later, though.
Ruth Nuke. So now, what is the next one even called? I don't
It's
even know what
called
the next
according to League, it's called the Plastic Age, and this one goes from 2000 up until 2019.
That's such a big time span. That's hard.
Yeah,
I mean, it's years.
Yeah.
Mm.
The fact that
out in
they have
range
such
of
nice
years.
numbers.
This might be the hardest era for me yet, though.
I can start talking as you two figure out what you're
Yeah,
going
why
to
don't
pick.
you go ahead? Yeah.
I will say, both of you can make a guess about what I'm going to say, and you're probably going to be right.
It's the Stephanie Brown series. It's Batgirl 2009.
It is, but first I'm going to talk about some of the honorable mentions that I'm not giving it to. I might be spoiling yours. We don't know. 52. I don't even know what to say about 52. It's 52.
Yeah,
Go read it.
It's
All New Wolverine's incredible. You get All Star Superman. That's one for all time. Batgirl 2000, not the Batgirl I'm going to be talking about, but again, a really good book. Once you get taper a little bit at the end, you get let's see, what else do we have here that starts in this era? Convergence. Everyone loves Convergence in Dark Knight 3: The Master Race. Those were definitely honorable mentions for me. Oh, but Kevin Smith's Green Arrow, the whole 2001 Green Arrow was honestly really close behind. But I have to talk about Stephanie Brown a bit. You have things, but let's see. Secret Six is really a thing during this era. You get Jeff Johns' Teen Titans. You get Young Avengers. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. But I have to give it to Batgirl 2009 just for the role that it's played in my life. I think it says a lot that I read this book and within a couple of weeks started using any pronouns with the hope of she, her. Stephanie Brown, you cracked my egg. What more can I say? If the Robin is a fun look at the mundanities of teenagehood, Batgirl is seeing those evolve into starting to evolve into the stress of adult life through college and your early 20s. And I feel I'm going to be doing a reread soon, doing reviews. Mostly because I just want to flex my Spanish, so there'll be 2 language reviews. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what I pull from it this time.
Well, Cass, I'll give you some more time because I think I've got mine locked in. As you mentioned, 52 comes out around this time. I love 52. It's a book I think about probably once a week, honestly.
Rock Little? Expected more from you.
I would also shout out Fun Home by Alex and Bechtel comes out in 2006.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you've never read that book, you just need to. It's so good, and I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to give it away. Greg Rucka's run on Detective, where we get more of Kate Kane's backstory. All-Star Superman is in this era. I love All-Star Superman. I talk about it all the time. However, my pick for this, and I don't think this will... Oh, I also wanted to mention the Houston run on Moon Knight coming out in 2005 to 2006. Great book. Really good Mark stuff. However, my pick is going to be the Mark Waid Fantastic Four run with Wade Waringo, or not Wade Waringo. What's his first name? With Waringo on art. I love the Mark Waid Fantastic Four. It's bringing the characters back to their roots. It's some great content for each of the four. You get to see Johnny grow up a little bit, take some more responsibility. You get to see like Reed and Sue tackle like being parents in a way that they haven't really done since the 80s. You get some of my favorite Ben Grimm stories just ever. And then you get the Unthinkable saga, which like defines Doom as a modern character. Like you don't have like Doom as we know him now without the Unthinkable saga. So I gotta give it to Mark Waid here.
It's completely fair. I was having a really bad time a couple months ago, and
Yeah.
I sat down at a new restaurant and pulled up the first issue of that run, and it was like a cool rainy day, and I had some nice warm soup, and I was reading that comic, and I realized it was going to be one of my favorite comics
yeah.
ever, and it was just
It's
like
so good. I think
Nirvana.
it's on my top.
Yeah,
Double check. Yes.
if it isn't, it deserves to be, because
Fantastic
again,
Four
not
number 60.
that much of a
Yeah,
Marvel
that's
gal,
my
but
favorite comic.
fuck.
Yeah.
So
All right.
good.
Y'all have shouted out, I think, most of the books that I want to shout out, at least in the big two world. I think the only one that didn't get a shout out was maybe the original Blue Beetle run.
Yes.
Uh,
You're talking about... Wait, which Blue Beetle run?
Or Jaime Reyes' first run.
Right.
Okay, Jaime Reyes, got it. I was gonna say, Ted's was in the last one, and I should have shouted out to that one. If I gave May a shout out, there you go, there's Ted's shout out.
Shout out Ted. Wahaha.
Like Ted. He's a silly guy.
The man you are.
I'm gonna be honest, this is... I'm not picking a big two book on this one. This is, for me, when indies really were peeking
true.
out. And I don't even mean like Image or although Dark Horse did get some good stuff. We got Black Sad for the first time. But like even like in the webcomic world, a bunch of stuff started to develop. We got Girl Genius, which I first read through the traditional publication version of that. And it's also when Gene Luen Yang American Born Chinese is such an important book to me, and all of his stuff all of his really big indie stuff came out in this era from 2000 to 2019. Around 2015, he started working at DC, and he worked at Marvel for a brief run on Shang-Chi, but he did so much good work, just self-publishing, going through like first books after, and it helped me figure out how to feel about like my racial identity when I was getting bullied for it. And it introduced me to a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't need to figure out until later, and it came softer because of that. If you haven't read his stuff before, I'd 100% recommend it. It's so substantial. Superman Smashes the Klan is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh
yeah.
That book. What a book.
And I think that takes us to Pixel Age, which is from 2020 to now.
Yeah.
And
if you also need time to think, I can start talking.
Can I guess what it's gonna be? Because I think I know.
Sure. Okay.
It's gonna be Immortal X-Men by Kieran Gillen, isn't it?
Yes, but before that, like I said, I'm gonna do the same thing and give some shout outs to things. Exterminators by Lou Williams. It's fun. Sometimes that's all a comic needs to be. Let's see. I have to scroll past a bunch of bad X-Men stuff from this era, but things like Ten of Swords were in this era. That's a fun event. Yeah. You have. This is when I really started branching out of the big two just personally. So things like Voyeur, Mary Sue, Marion Heretic, those are all coming out still, but figure I'll mention them. The Power Fantasy is incredible. This is the era, and no, Smash Clan just ended here, but you have Son of Kal-El in this era. Tom Taylor's Nightwing was incredibly important to me, and I can't talk about it enough. Bad Dream, anything by Nicole Maines falls into this era. And honestly, I'm half tempted to change my answer to anything Nicole Maines writes about Dreamer. But that's also just how my favorite comics list works in general. In this area, you also get.
You're just like, oh, is Dreamer in it? Great, 10 out of 10.
No, not quite. There's Dreamer in it, and it's written by Nicole Maines. Oh, awesome, 10 out of 10. There's a caveat on it. Because there's some bad. And there's actually no, Dreamer hasn't been around long enough for it to be really bad Dreamer comic.
Yeah, for there to be bad Dreamer content.
Let's see. I think L. Ewing's Guardians falls into here. It might have started in 2019 though, so I don't know.
No, yeah, I think that was 2020.
Okay, the Horizon Experiment. All of the books from that I think could fall into this. No, Guardians started in 2020, so that does all fall into this. Okay.
Yeah.
The recent run of Green Arrow, I think already deserves to be talked about in the all times, at least if not in general. You have things like Ryan North's Fantastic Four. I'm going to let you talk a bit more about that, because I know that you're going to mention it as an honorable mention at least. Kieran Gillen's Eternals. He made people care about Eternals. I didn't know that could happen. Nobody knew that could happen, and then he did it. And then another one that almost makes me want to change my answer is the Avengers Academy Infinity comic, because I'm feel comfortable saying it's the only Infinity comic to use its format to its advantage. It tells such good stories, such good queer stories, and does it in the format that we're all used to, which is doom scrolling.
Perfect for a queer
and
audience.
And then Batgirls. Had to mention Batgirls. They're my girls. But surprisingly, it's not Batgirls, even though that's the comic that first introduced me to Stephanie Brown. It's got to be Immortal X-Men #1, because that was my first comic of all time. And I just bought myself a copy of it. I had only read it online before, but I just found a copy in a 99-cent bin. So I now own a copy, and that's happy. That's great for me. But Immortal X-Men is probably one of the worst starting places, I think, ever to get into comics in terms of continuity, not in terms of quality. Thorn, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I'm shocked you kept up with it, frankly.
Yeah. It's taking place in the middle of the Krakoan age of X-Men, right after there was a huge shakeup to the status quo. So it's in the middle of a convoluted era of a convoluted franchise, right after a convoluted series of events.
Well, and you hadn't grown up, with much X-Men content either. Really.
Correct. My only exposure to the X-Men really was, I know I had seen X-Men Apocalypse on a school bus on the way back from a DC trip in 8th grade. I had probably at least heard of the other X-Men movies. I'd seen some of them show up in Ultimate Spider-Man, and I think the show, to be clear, not the comic. I didn't read comics at that point, but somehow I still went into Immortal. I didn't understand everything that was going on, but I was like, the way I don't understand this is fascinating, and I want to not understand more. I think that's a good summarize the mindset I had, and I'm glad I kept that mindset because it was incredible, and I started to understand more. Then I started to read every single comic from Krakoa, and yeah, Immortal X-Men is incredible. Highly recommend it if you know, especially if you know the context around it.
Yeah, don't pull what you did.
Or do it worked out. It was a very cover with the Queen Elizabeth. That's cool. Well, Emma Frost as Queen Elizabeth.
What a time.
Mm-hmm.
I can go next.
Okay.
There's no other choice. It's Jed McKay's Moon Knight. Jed McKay's Moon Knight got me in the store. It was like the first book I ever started pulling monthly. It how do I put it? Like, it's not like, okay, I don't want to gas it up as like, oh, this is gonna make you like rethink what a comic can be. Like, it's just really good, but it was what got me into the wider hobby. It was what, you know, introduced me to a character who means so much to me now. It got me into comic book shops and actually like talking to other fans and talking to owners, and you know, I don't think the show would exist if I hadn't read Jed McKay's Moon Knight. I'll go that far. I'll go that far.
So we both went for the here's our intro type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so fair. It's honestly just I mean, it's not high art, but it's kind of just the superhero genre, the comic book form operating at like full steam.
Literally.
Period.
Okay. I've been waffling on what I want to go for this because 2020 to now, there have been so many good indie books. There have been so much good like indie publishing. Everything from Silver Sprocket, everything that they publish, is legitimately just a brand new world, and I seriously recommend you check out anything that they put out. Big shout out to Leo Fox and everything that he does. He made Boy Island, which is one of like the most touching pieces of art on, I think, trans identity and trans grief for me. Unfortunately, I am going to have to shill for DC once again because Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazon, just such a spectacle. The scope of it, the level of artistry pumped into every single inch of that book, with 3 issues, 3 different artists, and the way the story is told, the way everything is framed, it's just so good in every aspect. And I also love it because it's not a perfect book either. There's definitely like stuff that you can take it to bat for, with like, this is like a really great book, but it isn't the most progressive form of feminism that we could be doing right now. There's a critique by a YouTuber named Squirrel Coded that like really breaks down some of the flaws with the book, and honestly makes me love it more because it does feel like a very human piece of art that works so hard to capture the enormity of these legends and the stories that we're building for ourselves in the modern era. Was that pretentious enough? Did I do it?
No, that was beautifully
No,
said.
I think you did it more
It's a
pretentious.
book I've had on my TBR for far too long.
I
Mhm.
seriously recommend it so much. It's just from the very first page, you can tell like it's a work of artistry.
No, that Earth X's the way I need to be interacting with them.
Yeah.
Dead Earth, I have a lot more complex feelings on because I think it's a lot more flawed book that has a much more generous view of what it wants to do with the Amazons. But I also don't think it's bad for that reason. And I know a lot of people do, and I think their critiques are fair, but I will spare that rant since you haven't read it. It's a whole argument.
Okay.
I love Daniel Warren Johnson, so I'm just excited to see that.
I was reading it at some point and then hearing the rant.
Yeah, let me know if you ever want to get into it, because it's a book that I have many feelings on.
Sounds great.
Well, it's time, it's good that we're talking about feelings. It's time to just get them feelings out, but maybe not exactly like that. We can talk about other feelings. It's yap time. We get to talk about whatever we want now. We can just lay stuff bare. So, does anyone have
I know we had a
anything
couple
they're
pink pudding
particularly
things.
Oh yeah,
Guys, you want to pull out any of those
any of
pins?
those problematic, those problematic creators we were dogging. Or even actually, you know what? I actually kind of want to start with this. So, Cass, I've been dying to talk to you about the recent Jeff Loeb announcement with Batman Wonder Woman True. Do you
no.
do you have any feelings about that?
I don't know if I have anything novel to say on it. Like,
We don't,
You're not
we don't want to say
reinventing the
novel things
wheel.
here. We just want to say things.
yeah, I mean, it's Jeff Loeb. He's created some really amazing pieces of art, in particular with Tim Sale. He's also that guy who said, "Who cares about Asian people to begin with? We can cut the Asian storyline." When he was working on Daredevil season 2, and he has very notably not been in top form since he's returned to DC recently.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything good that's gonna come of this. I think just about everything story seems like it's going to be just a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd honestly,
And
the biggest kick I get out of it is the fact that he somehow, despite saying who cares about Asian people, on Hush 2, he worked with Jim Lee, and I forgot his collaborator on this next one. It's another Asian man named Jim.
Jim Chung, I want to say.
Yeah, I believe that's it.
He's just such a character. There's a reason.
That's
he's
one. That's
practically
a nice
always-
way of putting it, I think.
Yeah, like I think only he understands how his own brain works sometimes, just in the sense of like to him that makes perfect sense, right? Like
Mhm.
that like oh, who cares about Asian people, and then also like oh, I'm going to like work with a bunch of Asian artists and stuff. Like to him that makes sense, but to nobody else that makes sense. And that's
Mhm.
a trip.
I do find it kind of hilarious, at least on this list from this past week, that the big letters talking about it says from the world of Hush, as if Hush is not main continuity. It makes me
Yeah.
wonder if they're going to pull a Miller, where they're like, yeah, that really good book that everyone loves. That's still main continuity. The other follow-ups to it, no, we don't. We don't want those. No, those are a different universe.
Those are bad. We're not going to talk about that.
Her tears getting also Batman
I
and
wouldn't
Robin
put it
did more
past
ways than
them.
one.
I would not put it past DC. Just be like, oh, that didn't happen. Don't worry about it.
What do you mean
This
Batman had
scenario.
Yeah, Batman never had a injection question mark to knock out Babs' neural implant or spinal implant. That didn't happen. I will say though, Thorn, this pains me to say it. We've talked about it many times. We're going to end up reading
Yes.
Hattush.
Oh
We're
yeah,
going to end up getting at least one issue signed, I think.
yeah, probably for the bit. For
Pains
the
me, but I
meme
also am a
swap.
bit excited.
It's Schadenfreude, right? It's like the delight in the pain.
There we go. That's a later segment.
Ah,
Jeff Lubb, the never-ending dead horse for us to beat on this show.
he paid our bills if we had to pay bills.
If this was monetized.
Yes.
Aside from those two minor things, did we talk about
Live
either of
on
those?
air, I
Any of those
fixed the
things?
thing.
You fixed your thing? Way to go.
I'm trying to.
Oh?
Whatever.
This is the high production value we have on this show.
Always, it's our commitment to honesty and straightforwardness,
The truth, justice, and a better tomorrow.
and a better
Actually,
tomorrow.
no, let's change that. Truth, justice, and a it might not be better, but we're going to be a little bit more woke and a little bit more queer.
Truth, justice, in a gay way.
There you go. We found there in the
That
end.
should be
That was a new
that should be
slogan.
John Kent's. What if that was John Kent's motto?
Truth,
Truth,
justice, and the
justice,
gay
and a little
way.
more woke.
Truth, justice, and the
I think
American
that would
gay.
go hard. The American gay. I
No,
think
because
that would go great.
he fight for gay people worldwide. They don't have to be American.
True. The Supermen of America? Curious.
Hey, don't we're not slandering the Supermen of America here. Those kids
Curious. Only America?
deserve praise.
Curious.
We're very fond about Rex, and he doesn't care about outside of America unless they can give him money. No, but the Superman of America, that's such a fun time period because it feels like almost a proto We Are Robin. And kind of. It's corporate funded, which is very different than that book. The idea of a bunch of kids coming together to live up to the legacy of one of their heroes. And so, and not and they did have powers, or they weren't oh, there's Robin, there's Batman Psychic, there's Speedy, it's Green Arrow Psychic. The fact that it was just a bunch of kids who had powers coming together and wanting to emulate Superman. I think that's a great idea, and I wish we would see more things like that.
I love that I poked the sleeping dragon of your um
Listen, I already
Superman
talked
of
about
America interest.
I already talked about I already talked about Maykent. We talked about Ted a little bit. It was bound to happen. You knew as soon as you heard me talk about both of those two that we're going to get on Superman of America somehow.
It was intentional. I agree.
Wow. Okay. This is
I confess.
because one of our other mutual friends made fun of the Superman of America one night when I was asleep, and I saw it in the morning and went off about
You were
them.
catching strays while you were asleep. It was truly guerrilla warfare. Is that even the right word?
Guerrilla warfare? Yeah. But perhaps a better word is guerrilla warfare as something that happened in the Golden Age that I think we should bring back. Get more apes on covers.
More apes.
That was more of a Silver Age thing.
Silver Age?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember at one point DC had a little design pamphlet about things that will make comics sell. And I want to say Apes was on there. I'm trying to see if I can find it so we can react live on air.
I know there was a NerdSync video that talked about this sort of thing, like comic book clickbait, how the Silver Age masters clickbait.
You need your apes. Monsieur Mala.
I think we started to see a return to some of the clickbait covers, and honestly, I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, I'm not super mad about it because whatever. I was complaining about how DC's putting banners on their all their new storylines starting in one place.
Yeah.
I think that those look ugly, but at the end of the day,
they definitely look ugly.
Reading, I just think whatever gets the job done on getting people reading, and if that's clickbait,
that's very fair.
That's
Yeah.
fine. And it's
I
still
think
better than the DC social media calling every single Wonder Woman video Muscle Mommy or Nightwing the
Yeah.
Booty King.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
they just
that's
put up another one recently about which Gotham City hottie has the best shot at stealing your heart. Poison Ivy, parentheses, Plant Mommy. Bruce Wayne, parentheses, Sugar Daddy. Catwoman, parentheses, the Feline Goddess. Nightwing, parentheses, the Booty God. In like,
somebody's got to take away DC's internet access for a bit, just for
is it like
all
a
our sake.
like a 13-year-old girl who has heard a bunch of these, or is it a middle-aged executive committee? Because I think it was the second. I almost like the idea that they're all sitting down and planning this and coming up with it more than if it was like a 20-something intern.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
he's getting paid well.
I want to see the committee of 45-year-old men coming up with, okay, what are we going to call Poison Ivy on this?
Muscle Mommy.
And then I did end up finding the thing what I was talking about with the comic covers that sell better, and the list is Fire, who were acquiring or being rejected, Blur the question, and Apes. So
Ape.
we should bring more of this back. More things on Fire on covers, more heroes getting rejected
I
on
like a
covers.
good question cover,
Yeah,
like who will die in this issue, or like what Claremont used to do.
is my ward a junkie?
Is my ward a junkie?
Gonna be an estrogen junkie after I get through with Roy.
It would help. I think that Leon needs more moms in her life.
Estrogen would save that boy.
Do I go on a date with my crush or make up with my best friend? If only I could do both. But that's a real one. That's coming out next week. That's Supergirl number 10.
God, I love Sophie Campbell so much.
Oh yeah, I'm really disappointed that issue 11 is just a kind of generic Dan Moore base cover.
Yeah,
This
with
was
no
probably the first time I
disrespect to
did
Dan Mora, no disrespect to him, but I'm getting
say
the Sophie Campbell thing.
disrespect. I think yeah, I would love to. I'm probably gonna do the same. Saying
It's
that
the
with
Mora fatigue.
not much disrespect, but a little bit. Because I think it's okay to have a little disrespect to the fact that everyone's done all the base covers except this one, just because it's an event tie-in, I guess.
Yeah, this is the start of the reign of the Superboys or whatever.
Yeah, we haven't had enough of the '90s and the 2020s.
More 90s nostalgia. Go! More 90s nostalgia.
It's getting us Vertigo back. So
It's getting us Vertigo
maybe it's
back.
worth it.
And I'm
what a
very
lineup.
interested to see how Vertigo plays out because it was created in a time when there was a much less healthy indie ecosystem. And
Right.
it's going to be really interesting to see if DC can maintain the energy they need to keep all these writers incentivized to write with them.
Mm-hmm. It does kind of feel like it's a way for a bunch of the creators who have signed exclusives with DC, and maybe more strict exclusives, to just get to write to would have pitched elsewhere. Because, in a way, that is kind of what made Vertigo special. But in a more, arguably more cynical 2020s comic world, that might have been their pitch: is we'll let you write this if you sign exclusive, and we'll make a line for you to do whatever as long as you keep paying the bills.
And honestly,
I didn't think about that, but that makes sense.
I'm not the most mad about that because DC also has an insane marketing machine compared to Image or Dark Horse,
Mm-hmm.
or any of the other Boom. No disrespect to them, I would like to see the industry equalized a little more, but DC just has a larger reach in terms of who they can get reading books.
Mm-hmm.
So if it can get people who are usually only superhero fans reading these non-superhero books, I think that's a big advantage of Vertigo existing
It's a small
in the
price to
year
pay. but it's worth it.
2026. Yeah.
Yeah, Vertigo. I'm so excited. I feel like I didn't talk enough about it when we were talking, but like in the same way that like the Tick is a really like big bond between me and my dad, like stuff like Black Orchid or what are some other good Vertigo titles? I mean Sandman. More Invisibles by Morrison. Yeah,
I just read
I love
Enigma.
Invisibles.
I'm reading Brian Vaughan's Swamp Thing right now. I know like there's divisive feelings about a lot of Vertigo work, and I think that's honestly good because everything that comes out of Vertigo until like 2000 is always interesting, and that's something that I really loved about it.
Oh, I read The Geek by Rachel Pollack. Oh, that was one of the weirdest books I've ever read. That was a trip. I thought it'd be more geeky.
Gotta get
It
that.
wasn't.
Because I love Rachel Pollack's Doom Patrol. I really need to check out what else she
I just
wrote.
read the Caligula issue for the first time a while ago. Oh my goodness.
Coagula?
Or Coagula, thank
Is
you.
that what you mean? Okay,
Yes,
because Caligula is a very different person.
yeah, not the Roman dictator.
You are that type of person think about the real lot, though, I bet. You know,
No,
hit me with it. Common Horror Comics,
don't do
connect
that
them,
to me.
go.
No, cruel.
You
I can't think of like a Roman
thought about
dictator
connection between
comic.
Roman comics before, and you've thought about connection between Roman comics before, and now I'm giving you the opportunity to talk about it. Go, be free. Have you not?
I think
Okay.
I think what's everyone's like most anticipated new Vertigo book coming?
Ooh.
Ooh,
I think I'm gonna to be loyal to my to Tom Taylor, unfortunately, and go with Necretaceous, because time traveling zombie dinosaur. It's an insane string of words, but you know, I'm interested.
Well, Necretaceous is such a good title for that. It's like the perfect.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Sure, why not? Necretaceous. I don't know.
Very true.
I mean, I made Bleeding Heart my pick of the week because I do think it's going to be pretty good. I really liked the teaser that I read. That new one by Brubaker, like the something Ezra Kane mystery, like that looked really good.
Oh yeah.
And then there's like a book, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one that's like the space like pulp story, like very like Adam Strange or like Flash Gordon. I don't remember what it's called, but that one looked good.
Was that no, that wasn't Walking Shadow. End of Life?
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. Yeah, that looked good. I'm literally just gonna pull up the list of new Vertigo because I've already.
That's fair.
That would have been a smart thing to do.
Oh, Nice House on the Sea. I just caught up to Nice House Sea. Oh my god, what a book! What a
I'm
book.
just about to. Oh god, See, my thing with the Vertigo books is like they all look good, but I'm sticking with my strategy of going with the girls, the gays, and Ram-V.
Okay.
Tynion, the gays, the girls, Mariko Tamaki and Grace Ellis, and then
that one, yeah.
And then Ram-V, who's just I love him so much. This is actually the exact thing that I did when I was trying to get my dad to read more comics. Again, I gave him just like Nimona. I think I gave him a copy of Nice House on the Lake, and then I gave him Ram-V. I think I gave him Layla Star. I can't remember exactly which one.
Oh, Walking Shadow looks cool.
Nice.
I didn't get a good look at this. Oh, and it's Cy Spurrier. Oh, and Aaron Campbell on. Okay, hold on. This is going on the pull list. The same team that brought me maybe my favorite Hellblazer volume of all time. Yeah, I think I kind of have to.
Oh, Aaron
I think
Campbell
you do
was the one
too.
on that.
And his art's so good for the way Cy Spurrier writes. Like, it's like gritty, but still kind of fantastical. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like he's very realistic, but there's still like a fantastical, like comic-y vibe to it.
It's mystical, magical, moonbeam.
Ice cream, taking off your blue jeans. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
I don't know
Whatever
within the
that
past
One
couple
other
months
thing
that
is.
mystical, magical, and blue jean, whatever. I learned that those two were the same song recently. They were just so generic to me. I assumed they were two separate songs by two different generic white guys.
I want to live in your world.
I don't think I've ever heard the full song all the way through.
I've never heard of either of these songs. Am I unk? Is this what happens?
I fear that it's a little unk.
I don't know.
Damn.
It
I
will
just thought,
be my ice
what were
cream
we talking about
taking
earlier?
off
We
blue
were talking.
jeans.
It was just in some X-Men group. One of us mentioned the song Rasputin, and like, sure, I get, and no, it was an X-Men group, but these kids' first response was, "Are you talking about Colossus or Magic?" And like, we're talking about music, and no, the answer is Boney M. They probably don't even know Just Dance. That was what made me feel old today. And then also, what was the other one you mentioned that they didn't get?
Deep
Thorn.
Purple.
Oh yeah,
It was the band Deep Purple. Which
that was
sucks
a
because everyone should listen to Deep Purple. They're a really good band.
yeah. That's your official leaking out band
My
or
official
artist
league
shout
out
out.
Deep Purple plug.
What's the official leaking out just band recommendation that we do every episode? Don't you remember?
Naturally. That is a recurring segment.
Yeah, it's weird to see time start to pass you by a little bit as you get older, and I'm still young, so I don't know. I've complained about my
Yeah, you're
cousins
not
being
even
iPad kids enough though,
22.
so it will be interesting to see what happens as the comics creators start shifting younger, or if they will, or if Marvel and DC will just keep sticking with the same couple names for longer and longer and longer.
Guess who's back? Jeff Loeb again.
That's
Jeff
true.
Loeb, celebrating his 100th birthday, writes the issue 3 of Hatrish.
All you guys talk about is Jeff Loeb. Clearly, you want more Jeff Loeb content.
We've heard that there was
Or like
we've heard a lot of.
blows.
Oh,
So
that's a good
true.
one. We've heard that you didn't like Tom King's Wonder Woman, so we decided that we would take him off the book and replace him with Jeff Loeb.
Okay, truthfully, that would be extremely funny.
It would be funny. Not good, but it'd be funny.
Yeah, I'd probably enjoy like 5 issues of
Arguably,
that.
I'd read
that'd be
it.
the funniest thing they could do. Either that, or they announce Tom King writing it, and it is just Tom King, but he switches the letters every now and then.
Have we officially swapped over into Batman Slander Hour time? Because we're bringing up our favorite punching bag again.
I think so.
Oh,
I will
good.
say
It's good to be home.
I'm kind of light on Bat Slender recently because I was looking back at the Ron V Tech run, and that just filled me with enough good vibes. So like, I honestly don't
Well,
have anything bad to say.
I
Wow.
wanted to ask you about this, Cass, because this is an assumption I have, and I want it to be like either denied or verified. So like I feel like for the most part, like diehard Superman and Wonder Woman fans are like on relatively good terms. It's more of like an agree to disagree situation, you know? It's like
Yeah.
diehard Batman fans are like the outside party. They're like the like you're not allowed at this table. You know what like does that make sense?
They're the plastics of the comic world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I do hang out in the DC, the official DC comic book Discord sometimes.
Very nice.
And I do recall seeing a conversation in there like a week or two back that was like someone said their favorite superhero was Batman, and then someone immediately started dogging on them for it, saying like that's just like such a basic boring choice.
That's really...
And I think that's what it really is like Batman takes up a lot of space, and to some extent it's just kind of boring to say like Batman's your favorite. It feels like the normie choice, I guess.
Sure.
But I also think it's
definitely
like that
who's
one
had the
meme.
most public exposure, you know?
Yeah, I mean the most adaptations in every which way. But it's that one meme that's like reads one comic, Superman's my favorite. Reads 100 comics. My favorite is this random Blorbo from 1973. Reads
Of
1,000
course.
comics. My favorite is Superman. And I feel like that's kind of what it ends up being. It's just whatever you read. The more you read, the more you can find something like specific that speaks to you, and the more you can also find the appeal in like the big stuff. And you can find the angle of Batman that works for you the best.
Yeah.
And for me, that was Tech by Ram V. I think that's my favorite run.
Beautiful book. It's a beautiful book.
I need to get. I think I read a little bit of that, but I need to get to it because too much of my Batman is the 2000s when he's a dick. He's awful, and
or when
he
he's
wants
literally
to.
dick. Da-da-da-da-da.
No, I haven't read much of that era actually. As long as the 2000s, he is actively self-destructive and awful, and it's not a fun thing to read. Maybe in the main Batman books he's better, but like in all the tie-ins and all the supporting cast books, he's awful. So
I think the
think
only he's good in
Go
like
ahead.
Batgirl 2000 because I think he walks
Sometimes,
a
yeah.
line between being destructive the way that he was in the era and like actually apologizing.
Like, yeah, sorry, I was off my meds. You know how it is.
Yeah, I do like that one. The issue 25. I want to say no. It's what issue is it? It might be 50 actually, because I think 25 is the fight with Shiva, so it would be 50. The entire issue is just a big fight between Bruce and Cass, and that's just how they have conversations and basically have therapy with each other. It's just punching each other all across Gotham. There's something good about. There's something nice about that.
Yeah.
Bonding time with my daughter.
Bonding with my daughter by beating the shit out of her.
And
This
she
is a girl
loves
dad towards his towards Cass, who of course we all know is his only daughter. Babs, that's the neighbor kid. Steph is the annoying kid who just pops in from time
I
to
was
time that
wondering
he
if you were
hates.
gonna bring that up. Yeah, that we recently learned people are like, oh yeah, like Stephanie's the daughter.
Well, you can talk about the thing that you thought was worse from that, or I don't know if these are widespread takes. This is us spending too much time on TikTok. I think.
We saw a post where it was like, here are my headcanons for all the members of the Bat family. We're like,
Every
this
single
should
one
be good.
started with the family relation who.
Yeah, and then whatever like imagined family relation.
Who says the kind of dad who blah 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 blah. Jason's the kind of brother who blah blah blah. Kate Kane.
And at least,
You want to guess what her role was in this?
Yeah, who do you think Kate
Kane
would be?
right?
And like, oh,
You'd
hope
think.
so.
You'd hope
She
she's
was a kind
like
of
at worst
sister.
you'd say she's a wine aunt.
I mean,
She was labeled as
fair.
the kind of sister. And
I was
just like,
that makes me a little upset.
It was like the kind of sister who is never back before sunrise. And I'm like, no, she's the aunt who is at her place well before sunrise, because how is she going to spend a whole night with some other woman if she's not back before sunrise?
So true.
And like,
Truly an
okay,
icon.
not to dog on like stereotypes, but like all the pictures were Wayne Family Adventures, and of course they were all Wayne Family Adventures. Like,
The book is
I don't know what I expected.
Especially at the beginning, the book had a really interesting niche of getting some more people into official DC things. Especially those who were like really used to just the Tumblr fake conversations from YouTube Shorts or something. Wayne Family Adventures was a good transition to get them into an official DC property. From there, they could start to reading more books. But unfortunately, it ended up just being those same things officially published by DC and starting to impact the mainline more a bit, I think.
Truth.
Well, there definitely is an argument for things like Batgirls and for Wayne Family Adventures to appeal to that kind of audience and transition them into the main continuity.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind more, like, I guess, what do we call that?
YA
Like, soft
focused?
books? Yeah. YA, soft, like... I think I was just talking about this either on the last episode or off air, but, like, that's how Uncanny feels right now. Like, Uncanny X-Men feels very like the Wayne Family Adventures of X-Men. Just
Is
like,
that the Gail
here's all...
Simone one?
Yeah.
Yep, Gail Simone. Because it's had so much of a focus on the Outliers and some of their drama. I've been loving it. I like the Outliers, Jitter and Calico, my babies.
But you get my sentiment, right? Where it's just like,
Oh, yeah.
it's
I can see it.
like sugar-coated, and that's fine. It's just when that kind of like...
It definitely can be, yeah.
For lack of
This has
term,
been walking a
into
good
other
line, I
stuff.
think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So instead of
Let's
slandering
agree.
Batman, we're slandering a certain subsect of fans and how they view Batman.
Yeah, I guess.
Pretty
And I
much,
feel
yeah.
bad, but it's like, I just needed to get that off my chest because I read that like Kate is the kind of sister, and I visibly like shook.
I think
was
you
like,
reacted more than I think you reacted more to that than I did to whatever they said about Stephanie Brown, which I've already moved
see,
past
because
because that
you
happens so
expected
often.
that, and you know what? That maybe that's on me that I didn't expect to read what I did, and then I read it, and I was just so
Yeah.
like,
You know, it could have been worse. It could have had Catwoman as the type of mom who.
oh, that is a loaded.
She's the type of mom to be out and not come back. She's busy. Leave her alone.
I have work.
There are other kinds of
I have
moms.
work.
Oh, sweetie. Oh, honey.
Oh, honey. Now I'm just turning into Emma Frost. Oh, honey.
Say that like it's a bad thing. As long as you're
No,
not
it's
Emma
not.
Frost who's hooked on cocaine. I'll do my best to
Like
make
it
sure
was
you're
the
not back.
80s. We were all doing okay. It's such a good
I feel like that's basically the canon explanation for everything that went on in that era.
Emma, why were you crazy back then? Oh, I was on so much cocaine.
What?
Thank
So
you,
because
Greg Morrison. Very
That
cool.
really
explains-
lost the plot.
That explains a lot. Yeah.
Thank
Because
you,
we
Greg
really lost the
Morrison.
plot
Very
after Miss
cool.
Lander Hour. What kind of accent do you think Emma Frost has? Because I know that's what you've been giving her.
Oh, I think
Well,
she's a fan. I absolutely think she's a fan.
okay.
I
Guys,
think
you
she's
have any
that
thoughts
type
on
of
Emma
rich
Frost's
American that
accent?
does like a British accent.
Boston. It's the
Okay,
funniest
yes.
option, and also the
Yeah,
one
it is the
where she
funniest
lives.
I would give a counter argument. I think the funniest option is a thick Boston accent, but telepathically projects to everyone to make them hear like a transatlantic accent.
Oh, that's a good read. I like that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just stupid
Yeah,
enough that
you're
she would
thinking
do
like
it.
like Jay Gatsby, right? Very like classic.
That's what everyone will
person.
hear. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what everyone will hear. However, if you had this does mean that Magneto canonically just always hears Emma with the thickest Boston accent, as everyone else
That
thinks
makes all of their
she's
interactions
this
10
high
times
class
better.
especially like that era with the Magneto in the Hellfire Club.
Well, but remember, he's not wearing his helmet then, so that's the first time
Oh yeah,
he's like hearing.
he's like, wow,
how
Emma,
she wants
you
him to
voice
hear
trained
it.
for this?
God, that's funny to think about.
I think this is good. I think this is good. There are also just
Okay.
any other character that just happens to have Juggernaut, for instance, would always hear Emma's Boston accent and just never think
Yeah,
otherwise.
I think like how a sleeper agent has like code. I think it heard like a
Okay.
single Dropkick Murphys song, it would like all revert. You know what I mean? Like, I think the opening
Okay.
hit of like na 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 na, like the second that hits, like
I
all
thought you were
of
gonna say
it
she
goes
walks
away.
into a Dunkin'.
I like that.
Very important.
Well, very
Mhm.
Polaris core to walk into.
Anyone ever
Dunkin',
put
like, I need
everyone see
coffee.
anyone wearing a pair of khakis?
Khakis.
Okay, I would like to request that we hit our final segment. If
Yes,
Yeah,
of
that's a good
course.
idea.
We can yap about that off
And
panel.
with accent later.
Yes. With that, let's
And
get
that
to our
last
final
segment,
segment.
we kind of alluded to it.
Yeah,
It's
go
just
ahead.
the light in the dark. There are lots of bad comics. Bad comics have good things sometimes, and I'd say always. There'll always be something interesting to find in bad things. That's what we're going to talk about.
I think it's good. This feels like a sub theme of the episode, so like the fact that we're like wrapping it up here, I think it's fun
Mm-hmm.
because we've kind of been like bouncing with it, you know. Does anyone have like a particularly
So
strong one they'd want to start out with?
I can go first and say
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
while War Games, the whole thing has an incredibly like misogynistic and problematic origin, both in and out of universe. It did have a lot of really good Stephanie Brown moments. It shows her as a character. She is hubristic to a fault. She wants to be known. She wants to leave a legacy. She wants to be the one to do things. So arguably, her after being kicked out of being Robin, doing all this perfectly in character. What Bruce did, we can argue about that all day. That actually no, we can't. That's just he was a dick for that. Just firing her as Robin because she did what Tim would do and just wanting to get Tim back. That's weird. The fact that Steph only went into be talking to another girl. That's weird. That's misogynistic. But her actions from the basically from the moment she gets the Robin mantle, and almost arguably until the end of War Games, that's one of the best Stephanie Brown characterization, and it hurts to say that.
Yeah, that's gotta be a lot to
Yeah.
grip with.
I believe that still backwards was a 9% on top, but War Games is definitely up there. I'd say that Dixon another one that hurts is Dixon doing all the best stuff because he created her. Also, some of the worst with the pregnancy stuff, but that doesn't happen. That didn't happen.
Well, it did because it gave us our favorite line ever.
Oh,
We
a
got
couple of handle sessions do not have no. A couple of makeout sessions do not a baby make boy virgin.
it is the greatest quote in all of fiction, unfortunately.
You think that I do think that boy virgin is unfortunately one of the best things ever, especially when she introduces it to him. Like, so Tim, I'm with child in a family way. Got a bun in the oven. Beggars.
Well,
Relax,
and then
boy
like
virgin.
you
Didn't want the
layer it
guilty
on with
party.
how much like Bruce and the rest of the Bat A's Tim for being smart, right? Like Bruce is like, this is one of the
The fact
greatest
that he's
detectives.
better than I am,
Yeah. So like
and
the fact he's like, is it
and
my
it took
baby?
him. And then you get Tim's parents being like, she's so worldly, and Tim isn't.
I love it. I love
I
it
will
so
say
much.
that issue is hilarious, and then you get into all the pro life stuff about, well, I'm a good person, so I don't want to have an abortion.
Yeah, that's it, unfortunately.
We're here leaking out. We're pro choice. Do what you want, even if you want to have the baby, you wanted to. It's not doesn't make you a better person to do it.
Rude.
Anyway, with that aside,
Cass, do you want to go or
I
do
had
you
to get
want
my
me to
water
go? I
right.
know you were having trouble earlier coming up with what you wanted to talk about.
I think I got. So I was debating throwing in some silver linings for Tom King's Wonder Woman. It's a run that I
Okay.
have many, many feelings on. Ultimately, I don't think it needs a defender. I think there are a lot of people who have a lot of opinions on both sides, and people can probably intuit what they want from it. So instead, I am actually going to point to silver linings in Identity Crisis, which is
Ooh, yeah.
that's a very
Well, we're
loaded
really
book.
defending the 2000.
I mean, the 2000s have a lot to be guilty of, to be honest.
Yes.
But I think what ends up working in the book is this is something that I was put off by at first. Rag Morales' art, I think, captures a level of like freakish humanity in every single character so much, and it's off-putting like for a large portion of the book, but there's a moment when, after Captain Boomerang kills Tim Drake's dad, and Bruce shows up, and he's holding Tim in his arms, and Tim is sobbing, and so much of
I've
him
seen
is
this
just like
panel,
covered in
yes.
darkness. And it looks like a Renaissance painting in composition a little bit. And like the cowl is like starting to cover Tim because the little human parts of him are also starting to get like shrouded in the legacy of the
symbolism
Batman.
of it. Yeah, the symbolism of it is just insane.
It's just, yeah, it's a really incredible moment, and I think it leads into it was during Morrison's era during Batman. Grant Morrison's Batman is obviously also got a lot of like mixed feelings from a lot of people on it, but and I don't think Grant actually wrote this segment, but the moment that Tim debates using the Lazarus Pit to bring back his dad, among other people.
Yeah.
Yes, from Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. That was Fabian Nicieza, I want to say.
Yeah.
My goat.
That whole
Uncle
crossover had a lot
Fabian,
of
my
good
goat.
stuff.
Oh my god. As always.
I don't think this will be the last time you hear his name brought up in this segment.
Oh, trust me.
But yeah,
Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul had its fair share of really good moments, which you don't expect from an event about bringing back Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, exactly. That was actually going to be my other part of that. Was I think there's like the Tim Drake moment in Identity Crisis, and then the Tim Drake moment in the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. I think there's a wonderful through line there where Bat comics and how the Batman characters were treated in the 2000s were all over the place. But I think Tim's arc during that era is so
Can I add one more comic to that arc? Actually, there's an issue. I'm checking right now. I don't remember if it's in the Robin solo series, or if it's in Red Robin. But at one point, Tim is working with the second Captain Boomerang, the son of the man who killed his father, and is having to trust him on this mission. Looks like it's in Red Robin. And okay, maybe it's not. I don't know. It's in one of those, but it's him having to work with Captain Boomerang, who is a member of Dick's Outsiders at this point. So I guess it's Mustang Robin, which really missed, because 1 year later, Robin is a whole conversation I'm not having right now. And the fact that he sees this, someone his age, basically, but can only see him in the context of the man who killed his father, but still is able to work through it enough for them to both live. It's a good little arc. And this is written by Adam Beechin, I think. Yeah. And it looks like maybe it's not a hot take because those 2 issues, or those 3 issues, I think, they've got like almost 4 stars on Week compared to the early issues, which have maybe 2.
Damn. Get him. Man, I
So
just think about that.
Just that whole arc of Tim dealing with Cat and his dad over that whole era is really good.
He was going through it, and honestly, they pulled it off.
Oh yeah, especially the fact that Fabian Nicieza started it, some other writer in the middle took over, and then Nicieza came back to cap it off. And then again in Red Robin, I do remember there's something we have to bring. That's the original Captain Boomerang coming back. And again, Nicieza again doing a good job.
I wonder if Fabian Nicieza is at all familiar with replacement and then having to finish something later. Did I stop beating
Is
around
this
the
you
bush?
saying you want it to be your turn?
Yeah, should I just stop beating
around
the bush? I am not going to sit here and lie to your face and say, oh, 90s X-Men is actually really good if you give it a chance. It is mostly bad.
Yes, you are.
It is mostly terrible, Wolver glazing, Scott Slop, like every mean word you could say about an X book rolled into one. It is mostly that.
Mhm.
However, I think Fabian Niciez's commitment to caring about these characters as real people really shines through in a lot of these books. I think work with Gambit is really interesting, whether it's in the solo or him and Rogue dealing with their feelings about the Mutant Massacre. I think I've made it no secret. I think Joseph is one of the most impactful characters on X lore. If you're willing to play ball and talk about Magneto's young, sexy Bishojin,
Mhm.
with some other just 90s. Oh, Strife. Strife is a character that deserves more respect and is actually really interesting. And that's just not me. That's not just me shouting out my
It
Blumbo. I
it's some of
genuinely.
that, but
I'm getting you. I'm slowly getting you there. God willing.
are you?
God
Are you really?
lovins, man
Or do you think
killins.
that?
I think so. I think I am. I think therefore I am, as Rene Descartes would say.
Do we want to go around and
I
get
don't
one
know.
more each, or do we want to cap it off?
Well, if I have the floor, I do want to say I also wanted to bring up what was I gonna say? I just had it. Oh, okay. A lot of people, rightfully so, crap on the decimation. And a lot of characters losing their mutant powers, losing the thing that made them cool. I get it. But I think you also had a lot of talented writers working within a status quo that maybe they didn't want to be in, but still delivering amazing and really interesting stories, whether it's Messiah Complex or any of Peter David's work at that time. Like, yeah, it sucked, but like they made the best of a bad situation.
That is its own topic that y'all should honestly tackle on another future episode.
We probably will,
Oh,
yeah.
the decimation, or
No, just like when you have an event that isn't great, but because there are so many tie-ins, sometimes writers for the tie-ins just really come
oh,
through.
absolutely.
Age
Oh
of
my god, I could talk
Revelation.
about that for a whole episode.
Yeah, Age
Age
of
of
Revelation had
Revelation,
one
yeah.
or two standouts. Yeah.
Throw
Yeah.
Flashpoint in there. That's how I feel about Flashpoint.
Yeah, Flashpoint, the event itself was, I'd argue that the main series feels like a good tie-in rather than an event, but that's neither here
Yes.
nor there. I think with this,
Noted.
we're gonna wrap up the episode. Everyone drink some more water, especially if you haven't since the start.
Cass, thank you so much for joining us and yeah, joining us. Jeez. This was
It was
very
lovely to
fun. I
have you
hope you
on,
had fun
especially
too.
as
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for having me. It was a blast
course.
talking with y'all.
Do you have any final words you'd like to say
Anytime.
at the viewers at home?
Read Absolute Wonder Woman, and also
True.
read some indie books too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
There
art
you
is
have it.
beautiful in all of its forms, and you owe it to yourself to explore it and to find something that touches you.
Your faves are there. That's how I tell people about indie. It's like, oh, do you really like who Kelly done an indie book? Start with that. Go from there. Like that's all it takes. Do you like, I don't know, the Kelly Thompson? Great, that's a great example. Go read like, I don't know, Scarlet or something.
Another property title, but fair.
Unfortunate, but yeah.
There are stories out there for everyone, especially inside the big two. They'll find what you like and stay hydrated. That's my propaganda this episode. Sorry.
Glug, glug,
That's
glug.
the propaganda. We always have a propaganda of the episode, and I think it's fair to have it be hydrate or dihydrate. And I think with that, we'll bring it to an end. So, as always, this is Thorn saying, read more comics.
This is the most hydrated Laney's been, saying Spotify wants things, but I don't care. Do what makes you happy. Go read something fun. Drink water.